Hello, my friend. What's up? I am David C. Taylor, and today I'm here on behalf of FLC Knives and the FLC Knives Dynamic Growth Accelerator, the FLCK DGA for short, or just the DGA, because that's a mouthful. Who comes up with this stuff? Some people's kids, I tell you. On a more serious note, what I want to talk to you about today is the idea of daily doings. So there's a notebook over on the bench, and what I do and what I attribute much of my success and progress over the last 15 years is I always keep a list of what I call my daily doings. If you have goals, you have to reverse engineer those goals and break them down into bite-sized, achievable pieces, or you're never going to get there. You can't run a marathon in 5 minutes or in one step, right? It starts in the preparation, right? So, for instance, let's imagine, hypothetically speaking, I'm building a knife making company. Weird, right? So let's imagine I'm making this weird thing. I've got a full-time job, I've got a family, the usual, responsibilities. And I take these things seriously. I don't believe in being absent, literally and figuratively. I believe in being present. Like, I come home from work and I talk to my family, right? So the day job, I get done, I come home, I hug my wife, I hug my kids. We talk about the day's events, we talk about whatever. It's very important. I eat supper with them, right? So how does a guy that does those things actually build a business? And not just build it, but grow it and be successful, right? Well, I'll tell you, it's not easy, but nothing worthwhile is. So I can hear the objections and the questions. I was there myself once. I can assure you, if you write down, and you must do this, write down your goals. Write them out on a piece of paper. You don't need a fancy notebook. Write them down on the Uline box that your shipping material came in, whatever, right? Write them down. And then start to chunk them out, right? Like for instance, if you said, I want to make knives and the bevels are taking me a while and I want to really boost things and I want to, long term, I want to, get a Sitman. Awesome goal, right? Me too. But, you think maybe on the way to the Sitman, you'll get a CNC mill, right? And then on the way to the CNC mill, maybe you get like a bevel grinding jig. I can't remember the name of what's hot right now because I don't use them, but, some pretty cool looking stuff out there I've seen in the YouTube shorts and the Instagram reels that keep flashing by, when I'm supposed to be working. I know you can't relate. So, you break it down. Look, like, what is a progression? You go, hey, I don't have $1,000 or whatever it is for this bevel jig, right? So figure it out. How many knives do you need to sell that you make the hard way? And set that money aside and buy the jig, right? A step in between would be the file, right? You can use the file and you can make a jig, the bevel filing jig. Look it up, Google. There's a guy out there, I can't remember his name. He makes a pile of knives every year. Pardon me. With a bevel filing jig. Aaron Go of Go Custom. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but that's what it looks like. He made a bunch like that, right? He now CNCs them. That's how we got there, right? I made the bevel filing jig. I filed a bunch freehand. I made them on some pretty brutal belt grinders. I eventually made my own belt grinder, and then I bought a CNC mill. And then I bought another CNC mill. So you've got to look at this stuff at, you know, some sort of bite-sized piece kind of scale, because the huge scale is too daunting, right? Like if you've got the, you know, the brokey mentality and you're like, oh man, I can never afford that. For starters, shut up, knock it off. Don't talk to yourself that way. You are better than that. Seriously, man. $1,000. Like, and I'm just using that as an example. I got no idea what they're worth. It doesn't matter, right? It's not that many knives, and you can have yourself a jig, right? You know, so, you know, break it down into bite-sized pieces, and then take that notepad that you're going to upgrade to, because you're taking this stuff seriously now that you've scribbled all over cardboard, and you say, okay, Dave's on to something here. Get your notebook. It goes everywhere with you. You write down your ideas. You don't stew on them. You write them down, get them out of your head. Okay? So whatever idea you come up with for breaking your goal into bite-sized pieces, take those bite-sized pieces and break them down into daily doings. What can I do today to move me closer to my goals? That is my screen, my lock screen on my phone. Every time I pick up my phone, I see that. You're either in or you're out. There's no dabbling in this, because you're going to get to a certain point and you've got far too much invested. So, you know, make up your mind. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Make up your mind and do it. Break it down into bite-sized pieces, and do not let a day go by, not one, where you don't do something off your daily doings list. It could be respond to emails. That's not easy. It could take a crap load of time, right? I have really mixed feelings. I love chatting knives with you guys. I got a pile of emails I should be answering right now. You guys have been so patient. Thank you. If that's you, appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I've got to do everything. And that means there's going to have to be some patience and grace exercised on all our parts. So, you know, do not let a day go by without doing something off your daily doings list. So hit me up if you need me to explain that further. If you need me to verbally berate you into doing that, no extra charge. I'm pretty kind and mild-mannered though, so you might have to pay me to do it. In all seriousness, guys, if you're struggling to make progress, it's exactly why the FLC Knives DGA exists, right? So far, of the guys that have signed up, all 3 have opted to do the one-on-one package. They've signed up for the one-on-one mentorship, and the one guy is already asking me to do like an OEM package, because he's struggled and struggled, and he's a motivated dude, right? But he's busy and he has responsibilities, and he takes his relationships seriously, and he honors his commitments, and he is struggling to put knives, you know, out into the world. So, you know, if any of that sounds like you, message me and we'll talk, right? I'll do a free call to talk to you about your needs, to see if you're a good fit for the DGA, okay? It's no obligation. We just have a confidential discussion to see if I can help you get your time back, increase your profits, increase your output. So all that being said, I'll see you in the next one.